guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to it. This is part 2 of my big massive book haul because I couldn't fit it all in one big video because there's so many books. But let's get straight into the rest of the books that I have to show you. So like I said, this is a big massive book haul that I have accumulated just in the month of April. Hopefully by now, once this comes up, you would have seen part 1. Like I said in that video, this is about 67 books here, and yeah, I couldn't fit it all in one video because it'd probably be over an hour. So this is part 2, and this part 2 video is books that I got either from charity shops or from World of Books, which is a second-hand book website, and the rest are books excuse me, books I have bought brand new, basically. So yeah, I'm going to do the second-hand books first, which is both from the charity shops and World of Books. So I'm going to do the charity shop ones first because I can see them. Hang on, bear with. So I went to the charity shops, oh god, I don't know, I don't know what week it was, to be honest, but I went into town because I needed to get some stuff, and one of my favourite charity shops, which is quite massive, was open. A lot of my charity shops in town aren't open. I think some of them because the staff who work there are very old and they don't feel safe to actually go out. Like, they've had their jabs, but from what I gathered by the person who ran the charity shop I went into, a lot of them don't feel very safe enough to just do that, which is understandable. Like, a lot of people who are running the charity shops are quite older, so a lot of them are closed. Some have completely gone bust, like, you know, because of pandemic and lockdown and all that, which is a shame. But this one is one that I do shop a lot in. It can be quite pricey, but I always find some goodies in there. Usually I go in there and I buy clothes, but I have enough of clothes, and I wasn't really interested in clothes purely as well because I didn't feel like I wanted to get any clothes, like, yeah. But I had a look at the books, and usually they only have like a little selection of books, but they had a whole wall full with shelves full of books, and oh my god, there were some amazing books in there. There were a lot of brand new books, and they were going really cheap. So all of the paperbacks were 99p, and the hardbacks varied. So the cheapest, so yeah, both my hardbacks that I've got, one was 198 and the other one was 149. Bargains, because both of these hardbacks were $12.99. So yeah, and then the books that I got paperback wise were just 99p. So I spent, I think, $7.98 altogether with these books, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah. So first up is Goodnight Mr. Tom by Michelle Margorian. I know this is going to be a tearjerker. I know what this is about. I've always wanted to read it. I do really like reading books that are based in the war. They're hard reads. They are very upsetting. But all of the books that I've read that have been war stories, I've thoroughly enjoyed. They're one of those books that you want to know what happens. And I have always been quite a big history fan. At school, I really wanted to do history for my GCSEs, but I was told that I'd be better off doing French because I had higher SATs level in it rather than my history. And it's one of my worst decisions I ever made because I completely failed my French. I got a, I think I got a G in it. I can't remember now. I didn't get a good grade at all, and I wish I ignored them and did history because I know for well I probably would have done really good in it. But yeah, I got Goodnight Mr. Tom. I've seen it everywhere. Everyone says it's a good book. My mum said, I think my mum's read it, or something she said is a tearjerker, so I'm expecting tears, but I am really excited for it. I also got A Girl in Red Coat by Kate Hamer. This is a crime thriller. It sounds absolutely epic. I've not seen this book before. I've not seen it around, so I quite like the fact that, you know, it's a book that I will share on my Bookstagram at one point, but I haven't seen around, so I might like start a trend, you never know. But it sounds really good, and I've said before, but I love crime thrillers that are like red, black or red and white. It's just, they're more eye-catching, and you know they're crime thrillers because of the cover. So yeah, really excited for that. I got one of the books that I have been wanting to read for ages, but I've been too scared to. Oops. I got The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. So I've heard nothing but good things about this author. I do have her other book, which is Clap When You Land, which is still not read, and I know that is in verse, just like this. It's the reason why I haven't read either of these books, because I haven't read books in verse apart from poetry. But you know, I've read poetry and I've understood it, and I've also noticed my daughter's books are actually quite her children's books are sometimes in verse too, and they're fine. I just think if you actually just read it and ignore the way it's layered, it doesn't matter. And this is obviously an X library. It's got obviously the library binding on it, as you can see, but I don't care. It protects the book a lot better anyway, in my opinion. But I'm so glad I got it. Like I said, it's 99p, and it's, you know, I'm happy. I'm really happy I got it. I'm not gonna lie, and it's going to be one of those books that I need to bump up in my TBR. Excuse me, I just found something that I need to share. So the next book I got, and it threw me. So I've got The Girl Missing by Sophie Mackenzie, and it sounded great, and I loved the cover. When I got home, because I showed my mum my little book haul, she was like, I'm sure you've already got this book. She's right. 2 different covers. This one's obviously bigger. I'm not 100% sure whether this is like a USA copy or not. Yeah. So I got a gift, well, this was part of my, no, I got gifted this, I think. I'm sure I got gifted this. Yeah, I got gifted this and I bought it. So it was only 99p, but I'm not going to lie. So this is a 10th anniversary edition, which is probably why it's a different cover. So maybe if I didn't get the anniversary edition, I would have got that. But I prefer this. I do, I prefer this cover. But yeah, I've got the same book. Do I care? No. It's one of those ones that I can probably take a picture of both, like when I do my review, and like be like, oh, which cover do you prefer? But yeah, I got the same book that I already own, but never mind. It wasn't a waste of money because the other book was gifted to me and this was 99p, so I don't feel too bad. Yeah. Next I've got The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This is a crime thriller. It sounds fantastic. So this was $12.99 and I got this for $1.98. Bargain, bargain, bargain. It's a bargain, and I love it. So like there is can you see there's a woman there and then there's a woman there, but it looks like, you know, the same face. It's very cleverly done. Yeah, so it's about like two, like a new wife and an ex-wife, and yeah, it's basically about like trying to keep being the wife, and yeah, it sounds very good. It's one of those like marriagey thriller ones that like do peeve me off, but they're such good reads. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And the last one from the charity shop I got was Hide by Lisa Gardner. She is a fab author. I feel she's one of the fab authors. I've read of her, all of her books I've read by her. I have never been disappointed, and this sounds absolutely amazing. I can't remember what this is actually about, but when I read it, it sounded really good. So this originally was £9.99, so it's an UK only book, this hardcover, and I got this for £1.49. But I love the cover. Actually, I haven't seen what it looks like. Oh, just a plain back one. Oh, I like to see what they look like underneath. But yeah, I like her books. I've never been disappointed by her books, so I was like, ooh, £1.49. Why not? So I got it. The next lot of books. Ooh, yeah. Hang on. I've put some in the wrong place. The next lot of books that I'm going to show you are books that I bought from World of Books. So some of them are used and some of them were actually like new condition, but obviously cheaper. So I'll put the website down if you have no idea what it is, but it is a second-hand shop. You can buy books from there, and I think you can also donate your books on there as well, I think. Don't hold me on that. But yeah, so a couple of books. So they're all from the second-hand shop. They are technically all second-hand. 2 I got were brand new. The rest were like new condition, all that, but they had actually been read, but they're obviously in fantastic condition that you wouldn't think it. So I'm going to go with the ones that are a little bit on the used side. This one particularly. So I have heard nothing but good about this book, and it's been a series that I've really wanted to read, but for whatever reason I haven't. So I got Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Obviously it's very, you know, worn and torn, but I only paid £1.98 for this, and it would have been something I probably would have bought in a charity shop if it was there. So yeah, it doesn't look grand, but I do know, like, if I went charity shopping I would probably get some books that look like this anyway. And it did say on the website that it was used, hence the price and all that, so it wasn't like I didn't know what I was getting into. But yeah, I finally got it. It sounds fab. I've heard nothing but good things, so I'm hoping I will enjoy it too, but we shall see. Then I got another one that I've heard nothing but good things about. So I also got Graceling, which again was £1.98 by Kristen Cashel. Again, this is not as battered, but it is in used condition. But again, if it was at a charity shop, I would have got it anyway. But yeah, this is another fantasy book. It does sound really good. I've heard people talk about how fab the series is, so yay. Then I got The Flip Side. So this is in better condition. Like, it's, I think, probably been read once. This was a bit more expensive. It was £3 something, £3.98 I think it was. But again, it's a romance. I've been buying some romance books, but this is a sounds fab, and I've heard so many good things about this book. But it's about a it's about a character called Josh, and yeah, I think he proposes to his girlfriend and she says no, and by this point he uses his girlfriend, he uses his job, he uses his flat. He can't trust his own judgment, so he puts it into faith. So he flicks a coin. So heads means yes, I'm guessing, tails mean no, or something like that. So every choice he makes is by flipping a coin. And then he meets a girl, and obviously it's sort of fate's lair, but the coin's saying something different. Yeah, it sounds really good. Everyone who's read it has said it's a really, really good book, and it's an interesting take to a romance with the having the coin be like the choice and fate. So I'm really excited to get it, and you know, like I said, it was a cheapie compared to what getting it off Amazon or wherever. Next, I've got a book by Scott Smith called The Ruins. Now, this book is for a new book club that I'm participating in, which is a thriller book club. So I've got The Ruins. So this is where I'm a bit annoyed with, but I can't be bothered to do anything about it. So this was on World of Books website and it said it was a hardcover. It was £6.49 and I thought, oh, I like the cover. It's a hardcover as a bargain. It also said it was like, you know, new, like used but good condition. Now I can't lie and say it's not the worst condition, but as you can tell, it's a paperback, and as you can tell, it's a ARC. It didn't say any of that on the website, and it ain't a hardback, it's a paperback. However, I got a bit peeved off by it, so I ended up buying the book that was on Amazon because I didn't want an ARC. But I've actually compared the two, and I'm now sort of preferring this because when I get to it, I'll show you, because the other copy that I got from Amazon is a smaller book. The writing is really tiny, and I'm like, how the heck am I meant to read that? So in that case, I'm probably going to end up reading this. Ugh. Yeah, I lost money here, guys, because but yeah, this was my purchase because it wasn't what it said on the website, which annoyed me, but oh well. Then we got the ones that I got that are in new condition, but obviously they're not as expensive as what you would get in a bookshop or online or whatever. So I've got a couple of graphic novels and a couple of mangas first. So first up we've got Crowded, which is volume 1, The Soft Apocalypse. This is like, it sounds amazing and the graphics on it is fantastic. This was a bargain. It was £2 something. I'm sure it was £2.50 or something. It is, I think it was brand new. Like honestly, it said new condition and it doesn't look like it's been read. But yeah, this sounds fab and I do want to get to it. I might actually read it for the month of May just to break up some of my books, just to make it a little bit easier, but it just sounds absolutely fab. I also got another graphic novel called Dominique Lavue, Voodoo Child with Cream, which is volume 1. This is a fantasy type of graphic novel. Again, it's got awesome graphics in it. Again, this was new and it was an absolute steal as well. I think this was £3.29, something like that, and like it's hardly been read, and yeah, it looks fab, and yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy that. This is a bargain. This one is a bargain. I got Monstress by Marjorie Liu and Sanitarium. I've heard nothing but good things about this graphic novel. It looks fab, and I got this for £3.15. It has been read. There's a few little scuffs on it, but when I compared the price to what was on Amazon, I was like, yeah, we're going for that one. And when it came, I'm actually quite glad I did end up getting it, because literally it looks fantastic condition in my eyes. I then have last graphic novel, and then the other two are mangas, is Saga volume 1, which I have read. Yeah, I absolutely love the series. This was brand new. It was a bit more expensive. I paid £4 something. I think it may have been top heavy in the £5 mark, but I don't care because I absolutely love the series, and I have checked and a lot of volumes are on the website. So once I've got money, I might get like the first, I think there's 4 or 6 volumes on there, because I absolutely love this series. This is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And then I got 2 mangas. So the first one was The World's Greatest First Love, A Case of Ritsu Onodera. I have read this. We're not going to talk about it. It's like a gay relationship, but wait for the wrap up of April because you'll probably hear why. But yeah, it was a £3.98, I think it was. I wish I didn't buy it, but I'll tell you why when you see the wrap up. I also got Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1. Again, this was a little bit expensive. It was under the £5 mark. I think it was £4.92 or 3, something weird like that. I've read this. I enjoyed it and I can see the hype for it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did with Saga. I wasn't overly keen on our main character, but I want to get the next 2 volumes which are on the website. I have seen and they haven't sold out, and see whether this character grows. If he does and I don't mind him, then I will continue the series. If I'm still thinking, oh, I don't like him, then I won't, because I am someone, if I don't gel with the characters, it's pointless. I then got these 2 which were brand new, but they were less money than what it would be on other places. So I got the second book of the Brown series, so Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. I am so glad I got this because obviously Eve Brown is out and I really want to read that, but it's pointless me reading it when I haven't read this. So yeah, I got this brand new. It was £6 something, and on Amazon it was £7.99 I think. So it was only a quid cheaper, but you know, whatever. A quid's nicer than spending £1 more. But I'm so excited to read this, and this is the steel one. So I got the Dark Artificers complete collection by Cassandra Clare. So I've got Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness, so books 1, 2 and 3 in the series. As you can see, it's a box set. I haven't even opened it, and I got this for £17 and it was £20 on Amazon. On eBay it was more than 20 quid on there for brand new, which I thought was ridiculous. I did find the series on Depop, which was a good price for all 3 books, but the person who I messaged never got back to me. It had obviously been on her page for like over a month, so I didn't want to buy it and find out that she doesn't own the books, but she just didn't take it off the thing. She never got back to me, so I gave up. So I ended up buying it from here. Like I said, it was £17 something, which was cheaper than where else I found, and I can't wait to get to this. I literally have a Clockwork. I have another Cassandra Clare series on my Kindle, but I actually really want to buy the series in paperbacks, because then by then I can say I've got all of Cassandra Clare's books. So at some point I will buy them. But yeah, that was an absolute steal for me. I'm really happy I got it. The rest of the books are the books that I've bought, or they're from subscriptions. So first up is Mina and the Undead by Amy McCall. Fab name, Amy, spelled the same as mine, A-M-Y. I'm not 100% sure whether I put this in my March book haul, but I put it in this one just in case it didn't. Heard nothing but good things about this book. I can't wait to get into it. I also got Only the Pretty Lies by Rebecca Crane. This is my little when you're with Amazon, if you're a Prime member and all that, you get like the new releases before they come out, and you can get like a Kindle for free, and then the rest for Kindle's 99p, and I think the paperbacks are $3.99. So I bought a Kindle which was free, and then I bought this book and The Watcher Girl by Minka Kent, which I got both of them for $3.99. This is a crime thriller. This I think is a romance book, not 100% sure, but it sounds good. Then we have, just because I finally got The Crown of Gilded Bones. So America got this book before the UK. I think we got this a week after, maybe 2. I'm not 100% sure. It came out and I was broke because I had a big bill that came out that day and I had no money left. And obviously these books are massive big books, but they are quite expensive. They're like $10.98, but it's worth it. And I was so disappointed because all my friends who knew I desperately wanted this book, messaged me to say, "Is 8 out in paperback in the UK? Go and get it." And I'm like, I wish I could, but I'm skint. Like, I had like £3. Like, that doesn't cost this. So I waited until I got paid. I got paid earlier than I expected, so I got it. I had it on Prime, but like usually Prime it comes the following day. I had to wait an extra day. I was so peeved, but I finally got it, and I really want to read it. But I also know that I have a ton of books I need to read in May, and there is no way in hell I'm going to fit this in. So I've got it, but I might not be able to pick it up until at least the end of May. We'll see, but I've got it. I can stare at it and hope when I've done a big dent in my May reads I can maybe squeeze it in. But I finally got it. I also got Fangs, which is a graphic novel about a vampire and a werewolf romance, I think. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I know Books of Chloe's read it and so many others. I absolutely love this. I Want Your Blood. It's just, yeah, I'm really excited for that. I then got these 2 books that were from my book box book club. Oh, that subscription. Can't remember what it's called, the blue one that I always do, that one. It was 2 books and they were dystopian books. So the first one was The Supreme Lie by Geraldine McCarran, who wrote what book does she read? Read. What book does she write? What book does she write? Oh, I can't remember what book she wrote. She wrote another book that I'm sure I own but never read. But this sounds fantastic. I can't wait to read it. And then the other one in that subscription was The Outlaws, Scarlet and Brown, being an account of their daring exploits and audacious crimes. Another dystopian book, which I'm excited for. Speaking of subscriptions, since it's here, I also got The Bright and the Pale, which was Fairy Loot's March one, which was Frozen Fables. This sounds fabulous. It looks like that underneath, and there are like light blue, shimmery, metallic sprayed edges. Like that. Can you see the shimmer? I'm not sure if you can, but yeah, I got that. Can't wait to read that. That's probably going to be a book, as much as I really want to read it, I know it's going to be a really good Christmas book. And I also got Love My Read subscription, which I never did an unboxing. I did do an unboxing in a vlog and then I cut it out because it was pointless. But in that unboxing I had Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. You can choose the books that you want for each month, so it's always one new release, whether it's paperback or hardback. I really wanted this purely because it sounded amazing and everyone's going on about this book. And yeah, I'm actually hoping this is actually going to be a book choice for my May book picks, and I really want people to vote for it and for it to win because I really want to read it, but we'll see. And then yeah, the rest of the books that I bought. So The Never Tilting World by Rin Chubiko, who is the author of Bone Witch, which I know of the author. I haven't read any of her books, but I know of the author, and all of her books that she's written are actually on my wish list. So we're reading this for Faze and Gaze book club pick for May. It's a floppy book and I'm really excited to get to it, and I got a feeling that if I really enjoy this book, A, I would get the second book, which because this is a duology, and B, I will probably buy all the rest of her books that she writes because I expect I'll enjoy her books. Then this is the book that I also mentioned, The Ruin by Scott Smith. So I've got this copy, which was from Amazon. As you can tell, it's tiny. The writing is minute. And it's a thicker book because of how small the writing is. There's no chapters. We all realised there were no chapters in this book, so we're reading about 120 pages per week. I don't know, I like this cover. It looks a lot better than the other one, but it's so tiny, so I think I'll probably picture this book when I do my reviews and that, but actually read the other book because it's easier to read. But yeah, I got that. Probably was a waste of money, but hey ho. I also got this the Sanitarium by Sarah Pierce. This was £5 on Amazon. I was like, screw that, it is on offer, I am buying it. It originally would have been £12.99, fiver, bargain. I really want to read this, but again, I've got a busy May. But my book bestie Hannah actually has this book as well, so we've agreed that in June we're going to do a buddy read for this because we're both really excited to get into this. It's an isolated hotel based in the Swiss Alps, and there's like basically some deaths happen there. It sounds very interesting, and yeah, I can't wait to read it with Hannah. And then these books I've got were from Asda, which was the 2 for £8 deal. So I've got The Dinner Guest by B.P. Walter, A Stranger at the Table, A Dinner That Ends in Death. I just love the simplicity of this cover. Like, ooh. A lot of people have already read it and said it's brilliant, so I have high expectations for this one. But yeah, I got that. And then I also got Last Night by Mahira McFarlane. I think I've got one of her books that I haven't read, but I know she does write a lot of romance books and loads of people do like her and her books are good. This is her new release, I think, by what I'm gathering. Yeah, so it came out this year. So it's two best friends, one mischance, and a night that changes everything. So I think it's like they've both been fancy each other, but you know, I don't know. I also got, which I haven't read, They Say I'm Pretty Funny for a Girl by Rebecca Elliott. So the one I showed in part 1 of this haul was for Tandem Collective, and it was the second book in the series. So I wanted to get the first book so I could read it to get a background on who this character was. I managed to read up to chapter 6, which was page 55, and didn't get a chance to pick it up again, and then I had to start my read along. But I have no idea what's happened to this. Will I probably read it? Nah, because I've read the second book, I've got the gist of what's going on, so I'm probably going to unhaul this, but I did buy that purely because I wanted to read the first book in the series first. I got these next two, this book and the other 2 books are the last books, and they're the books that I got from my independent bookstore, Books on the Hill. I got The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke, which is a fantasy. I think it's a sapphic fantasy as well. Lots of people have started reading it. Lots of people have bought this book but haven't read it yet. I am very excited for it, and I hope to get to it at some point this year because it sounds fantastic. I also got this book, which I didn't expect my independent bookshop to have. I'm so glad they did though. It's called The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. And this is a fantasy book, but it's a con artist. So the character's a con artist, but obviously he's got magic involved and all that. And I love con artists. I love reading about them. So when I saw that there was a fantasy and it's to do with a con artist character, I was like, yes. And the fact that this was in my independent bookstore, I was so happy with, because it meant I could support my favourite bookstore instead of Amazon. So I'm really excited for that. And lastly, which again I was shocked was in that bookstore because I wasn't sure whether they would, I've got Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Booley. And again, this is a book that has been circling around BookTube and Bookstagram. I haven't seen any reviews of it yet, but it sounds fantastic. And it's not my usual kind of book I would go to, but I love the cover. It sounds and looks fantastic, and it's a lovely like red with gold writing in the title bit. Yeah, I can't wait to get into this. There's a lot of books that I've bought that I really want to read, but hey hey. So that is the book haul. That is the end of the part 2 book haul. There are a few books still on their way. I've got Carrie by Stephen King, because that's for a book club, but that is just being borrowed. I'm borrowing it off Ree from What Woody Reads because she hasn't read it yet, so I'm reading it and I'm giving it back to her. And I've got a few other books on their way, but I ain't gonna wait because I've waited to do this book haul for a good couple of weeks now. But yeah, so that's part 2 of the book haul. It's a long one, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. Thank you for watching. If any of these books you've read, let me know, or if you like some of the books and want to know more, let me know again and I'll try and help and give you a background on it. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe. If you like this video, press like, and yeah, take care and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.